Shalom. I'd like to say all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Kodesh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS for the true leaders of Israel today. And salutations to my Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, who are risking their lives and their freedoms to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen but are not, by way of their forefathers' seeds who are Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai. And the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as were the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. This is your brother Akali from the GMS Jamaica Kingston camp, and this video is about the end. You know, the Elder Apostle Tahar just did a video saying something like, we're in that time, essentially, and you know, we truly are in that time, man. Of course, prophecy speaks the loudest and lets us know that we're in that time. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to question it. You don't have to say, oh, are we in that time? You know, prophecy speaks for itself, and the times that we're in speaks for itself. And we're in that time, man, of major prophecy. Okay, we're at the end of the rulership of the so-called white man. So that means that, you know, his NWO agenda is being pushed forward. His microchip is being well, right now we're in the prelude to the system, you know what I'm saying, because the microchip has already been developed, but the microchip is the mark of the beast, and we're in the time where that hour of temptation, as it pertains to Revelation chapter 3 verse 10, that's coming. In Revelation chapter 13 verse 16, it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And the verse 17 says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that hath the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So if you don't have the mark of the beast, you know, you won't be able to buy or sell. You won't be able to be a part of society. You won't be able to run businesses. You won't be able to purchase food. You won't be able to go to places. You won't be able to work. You won't be able to do all kinds of things, man. All right, you'll be shunned from society. And then in Revelation chapter 13, verse 15, it lets you know, man, that they're going to kill whoever doesn't bow down to the image of the beast. So, you know, when you look at what's going on right now, you can see that it's obviously the prelude. And then when you look at the other side of things, you can see the development of the central bank digital currencies and the digital IDs and all of these kinds of things. Now, out here in Jamaica, you have, as it is written right there in the title, and then you can see that they want to switch from da-da-da to da-da-da, and that they are saying within the next 2 to 3 months, all right, it should be digital. And of course, this just feeds into the digital framework, and it's all a part of the one system, man. All right, because you know, eventually everything is just going to be consolidated onto that digital all, and it's just going to be a one for all use, and that's its intended purpose. All right, so that's what we're seeing, man. And this devil is working from all different kinds of angles in regards to building his NWO, but it will fail. All right, but you know, the times clearly let us know. And you know, in regards to Jamaica's a flop, right? Jamaica's quite behind in regards to it, and you know, several times, you know, I've thought about it. You know, when the brothers speak among ourselves, we've thought about saying, you know, it looks like Jamaica may just get left behind in regards to the entire thing. You know what I'm saying? It looks like Jamaica may just get left behind, but you know, it all depends on, you know, how it is that Yahweh Shemeshai decides to bring this in, because at the end of the day, the prophecy has to speak, where Revelation chapter 3 verse 10 says that that the entire world, right, shall be tested. So, you know, but regardless, it's all in the works, and it's clear to see what's going on if you have a spiritual eye, if you have a Shemeshai hath opened up your mind, and that's just what's going on. All right, the precept that the Apostle Tahar mentioned was, well, he mentioned several, but the Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 1, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord Yahweh answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. So the vision are these prophecies. For the vision, the prophecies, is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. And it's not tarrying, man. It's not. And actually, the brother Macalot out here in Jamaica, he made mention of it, man. He said, yo, man, you know, if you can't see, if you can't feel it, or if you're not measuring the times and seeing what's going on, man, then you really need to reevaluate yourself. If you're in this truth and you're not observing these things and you're not realizing these things, you really need to do some self-evaluation, and you gotta pray, man. And if you still can't see it, you got to fast, because we're clearly in these times, man. And we're heading straight to the time of 2 Ezra chapter 15, 2 Ezra chapter 16, 2 Ezra chapter 13, Jeremiah 50, Jeremiah 51, like all of these times, man. Jeremiah 30, verse 7, the time of Jacob's trouble. This is on the table, man. All right, this is coming, okay? And Jacob's trouble ain't going to be, yo, man. The times are very serious. It ain't no joke, all right? It really is no joke. And in regards to us that believe in Yahweh Shemeshah and teach this word, the scriptures say that judgment shall start at the house of the Lord. All right, so yo, man, we all need to check ourselves and evaluate ourselves, and see if we truly fear Yahweh Shemeshah, because with fear, it pushes you to be diligent and to do the right things, okay, to the best of your abilities, right? Not, you know what I'm saying? But, the time of trouble is coming, and, a lot of our people, well, we already know based off of scriptures that the majority of our people will not take heed. They're going to run to the so-called white man. Esau Edom is setting up things, and it's already started where, people feel forced to run to them for help, because ultimately Yahweh Shemeshah hath not given them the spirit of faith. All right? And the book of Isaiah, chapter 31 and verse 1 says, Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because there are many. And Egypt is referring to America, Mr. Babylon the Great, also known as spiritually Sodom and Egypt, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong, right? Because, Esau Edom is in his kingdom, right? He's in rulership, and he looks like he has great strength, right? If you view things carnally, right? As they control everything, so they look like a safe haven, but it's not a safe haven. It's a haven. It's a building filled with devices to destroy you, okay? Because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. And this is what our people do, man. Okay, our people do not look unto Yahweh Shemeshah for protection, so our people are going to get wiped out. Real talk. 2 Ezra chapter 9 verse 22 says, Let the multitude perish that were born in vain. They're going to get wiped out, man, and they're going to be dying of as it says in Jeremiah chapter 16 and verse 4, they shall die of grievous deaths. All right, because they're going to have to pay for all of their transgressions against Yahweh Shemeshah in this lifetime and in previous lifetimes, man. And these are the things that we're praying and hoping that we don't have to take a part of, that we're a part of the elect, and all of our transgressions are forgiven, because if not, then we're through. All right, and it's a very fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, man. All right, Yahweh Shemeshah, Yahweh is known as the Alashadi, man. Okay, our Yahweh is a terrible power, man. All right, and Yahweh Shemeshah is getting ready to show the world, make their presence in the world manifest in a way that has never been seen before, man. And this is the time of Jacob's trouble, man. It's coming. Okay? And so, with all of that being said, being at the end of days, this is 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 7, but the end of all things is at hand, right? The end of all things referring to this vile wicked kingdom, the end of the suffering of the Israelites, the end of being in these chains of darkness, which is this flesh. The end of all these things are at hand. Be ye therefore sober. Let's look at this word sober. To be of sound mind. Sophreno. To be of sound mind. To be in one's right mind. To exercise self-control. To put a moderate estimate upon oneself. Salakio. Think of oneself soberly, to curb one's passions, right? Alright, to be sober, man. To dwell in the spirit. Alright? And watch unto prayer, right? Same thing here again. To watch, to be sober, to be calm and collected in spirit, to be temperate, dispassionate, circumspect, right? And that's true, man. Heading into the time of Jacob's trouble, this is the spirit that we ought to pray for, man. Alright? Because, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times and strength of salvation. Isaiah 33 verse 6. And, it is with this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that we shall be temperate and dispassionate and circumspect and sober, all right, within the spirit. In these times, man, we're not going to bug out, because everybody else in this world that don't believe in Yahweh Shemishah, they will be bugging out, man. It's going to be chaotic, all right? And watch unto prayer, right? So prayer is important. Fasting is important. All right, and the closer we are to this, the end of this thing, is the harder things get. Salakia once again. I don't know. It's Satan's Satan. But anyway, things are going to get harder, man. All right, but that's why, you do things to remain in the spirit. You try to be as diligent as possible to remain in the spirit. You just keep fighting, man. And you keep fighting until the end, and hope that you make it to the end, as it says in Matthew chapter 24. He that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. And that is what we are looking, hoping for the Spirit to be put upon us, all right, to endure until the end, and then for that prophecy to fulfill upon us, where then we are saved, all right. Of course, some brothers will be going out in other different ways. What is it? Revelation 2 and verse 10. Revelation chapter 20 and verse 4. Just those things we know are coming, but it's all about enduring and remaining in the faith. All right. So with that, I like to say, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemishai Bashim Kodesh. Wa abad babal shalom.